Welcome to the Financial Fitness Challenge. Break free, build systems, create wealth that lasts. In the Financial Fitness Challenge, we don't play with money, we train it. So, in this second module, we are going to define what success means to you. Before you even begin to chase success, what does it mean? And you're going to leverage the power of intentional wealth. Why is it important to predefine your success? Because we live in a very hyper comparative world. People are comparing themselves with themselves every single day. And you've got to ask yourself, what does financial peace look like in my everyday life? That should be the Northern Star. That should be your compass. Financial peace should be the overriding principle in your everyday life, and then in defining what success means to you. What do I want money to make possible for my family, for my purpose, for my health, for my impact? What am I no longer willing to sacrifice in the name of hustle? Because in the name of hustle, people are sacrificing their relationships, they are sacrificing their health, they're sacrificing all kinds of things. And then at the end of it, they have the money, but they've lost their family. So it's so important to predefine as you go through this financial fitness challenge, predefine what exactly does success mean to you? Because your future depends on knowing what truly matters to you. It doesn't depend on money. You've got to define those core values, first of all, before you start thinking about money. Because when you don't, and the money comes, you're going to be miserable. So many people have money, but they are extremely miserable. They don't have peace. They don't have good family. They've lost their children and their spouses. So you can't win a race that you were never called to run. So that's why you want to define what success means to you. And because many people have not defined, they have not predefined what success means to them, they are chasing instead of choosing. They are chasing trends, they are comparing their lives with other people's lives, they are copying other people's paths. They see one politician and they think, okay, this man is successful, and they start copying politicians. They go into politics when they're actually supposed to be in farming. And this is why people are very, very anxious when it comes to money. They're anxious, they are tired, and they are also behind. What is the cost of not predefining your success as you go through the financial fitness challenge? At the end of it, you build a life that impresses others but empties you because you did not predetermine what success means to you. You also feel behind even when you are doing well. So many people have already achieved success, but because their eyes are on other people, they are comparing their car with their neighbor's car. They are comparing their husband's job with the neighbor's husband's job. They are comparing their house that they live in with the house other people live in. So it leaves them in this constant state of dissatisfaction and discontent. So that even though they have enough, they are able to travel on vacation, they have a car that works, they still don't feel successful. So you feel left behind even when you're doing well, and you continue to chase income, but you lose peace, you lose purpose, and then you lose time. And in defining and measuring success, there are a couple of things that I've had to put together. So I look at my core values, I look at my purpose, impact, health, relationships, personal growth. I look at, the money and time freedom. So these are the things in defining my what success means to me and in measuring success. These are the things I put together. In other words, none of these things should be violated in defining what success means to me. I cannot violate my core values. The moment I violate my core values in pursuit of money, I do not consider myself successful. And I'm going to give you examples in just a moment. So this is how I measure my success. This is my example, and I'm giving you this so that you'll be able to do yours. So I'll just mention a few of the things. Number one, I am a loving, faithful husband and a teaching priest in my home. I just talked about core values. I do not consider myself successful if I do not keep the core values of faithfulness to my wife, if I don't keep my core values of purity. As at the time of this recording, I've been married for 30 years. I got married on my 30th birthday. I was chaste. I didn't not know what the body of a woman was. And then 30 years after, I have been faithful to one woman. I consider that success. I consider that my success. You've got to determine what your own success is. Stop looking at other people. Because there are men that doesn't mean anything to. There are men that what I've just told you does not mean anything to. But 60 years of my life chaste, that is success to me. I consider myself successful when I'm modeling what it means to be a father, to be a man, especially as my children have started getting married, modeling that to them. So I have all those things in the list. I am present, nurturing, and an available father, modeling manhood to my sons, and legacy with intention. I live with kindness, courage, and a passion for justice and righteousness. I consider that success. I consider myself to be successful as I express my gifts, my wisdom, and creativity daily to serve the world. I consider myself successful that my bills are paid automatically from passive income that I earn every single day as I serve other people. I consider myself successful as I have space to read, to educate my mind daily, to learn, to write, to reflect, to pour into the next generation. That's what success means to me. And because I've defined my own success, there are a couple of others. These are just samples. For instance, I consider myself successful if I'm able to adopt children and teenagers from different cultures. My wife and I have already done that. We've adopted children from 3 different countries. That is success to me. It's not necessarily your success. This thing is so powerful because now I face my race. And it doesn't matter how much money or what kind of car you drive past my house, because that is not my measure of success. I don't even, it doesn't itch my body one bit. You will never see me like somebody drives a Rolls Royce or something past my house. You will never see me like take a second look. Good for that person. That is his own measure of success. But my own measure of success is that I'm faithful to my wife. I'm teaching my children and raising them up to be godly, and I'm serving my gifts to the world. Every single day, I'm serving my gift to the world. That's my success. It gives me peace, so I sleep well at night. And that's the exercise you're going to do for yourself. So the next thing is that you're going to set your intentions for the financial fitness challenge. Don't focus on what you paid to join this. Focus on, even if it's just one thing that you can pick up from this challenge, one thing that can change the rest of your life. Did you know that if all you got from this financial fitness challenge is just how to build, how to start investing, and how to start building a portfolio that will take care of your future, how to open a stock market account, start buying, start earning dividend. If that is all, it's worth it. Because in one trade, you can make 10 times. Some of you, some people in the previous class have already made like 10 times, 20 times the $105 that they paid to become part of this. So don't focus on what you paid to be. Focus on one thing you want to pick out of it. Maybe you want to learn to invest and build a powerful portfolio. Maybe you want to learn to start a monetized YouTube channel. Set your intention. Maybe you even have some kind of financial intention. You want to start earning $1,000 extra a month in passive income. You want to start earning $5,000 in passive income, or you want to build your stock portfolio to $100 million to $1 million to 500,000. Just be very, very intentional, because intention will direct all your learning. Don't seek to learn everything. That's not what you're here. Be very specific. Be mindful of what you want to learn, not necessarily what everyone else in the group is learning. Your journeys are different, your paths are different, and then your intention should be different. And I want to tell you a very true story that perfectly illustrates the power of intention. After I quit Shell and lost all our family savings in a scam investment, I was grounded. I was owing over 40 million in debt. At that time, the bank repossessed my car. Things were really bad. I couldn't pay school fees. We were not. And I remember every night, the children were young. I still do it even now that they are living away from the house. Every night, as a father, I will go to their bedroom before I go to bed, 11:30, midnight, and I will go to their bedroom where they were all sleeping. We have three boys and some adopted children. And I'll put my hand softly on their head and bless them and speak words, powerful words over them. So on this particular day, after working and I went to their room to bless them, and I just saw these children. Children when they are sleeping, and one of them used to suck his fingers. Just little angels, adorable little angels. And I started imagining the future that we were heading to, that I was taking these children to, because nothing I was doing was working. I was broke. I had no money. My business was not working. Nothing was working. And I was working so hard. And I stood there looking over those children. And I started crying. I just started sobbing, just crying, and then holding my mouth so that I wouldn't wake them up. I sobbed and cried because I just looked at the future of these children. It's like, okay, so if things continued like this, what's going to happen to these children? Look at the dreams that I had for them. Does that mean that this dream is going to fail now? And then these children would just be anyhow kind of children roaming the streets because their father could not stand up to the situation. I stood there. I called their names one after the other. And I said to myself, whatever it takes. I said, that future that their mother and myself desired and prayed for them, whatever it takes. Whoa, that resolve was incredible. Because of that resolve, I went out of that place. There was nothing I did not do. I sold coffee from the boot of a car. I sold fruit juices by the street, dancing by the traffic in the streets. Yes, I did. I sold pineapple juice, ginger and pineapple, carrot juice, all kinds of things. I sold. I'll put my music and loudspeaker by Opera Square when people were exercising, and I'll be dancing to music and then handing out bottles, asking people to buy. An ex-Shell employee. If you're Nigerian, you know what that means. An ex-Shell employee at that level. Why did I do it? Not because I wanted to, but I had vowed and said, whatever it takes, I'm going to give these children the best. I brought them in. They didn't ask to be brought into the world. I did. And I was not going to lie around and let financial problems keep me from getting their dreams accomplished. And that was many years ago. And I'm happy to let you know that they are doing extremely well. It worked because there was intentionality. That's what I want you to bring into the financial fitness challenge. Okay, so give yourself a fighting chance for the sake of your family and the generations after. And one of the things you ask yourself, for each of those things you have in your dream lifestyle, in what success means to you. For instance, in my own, success means that I am free to travel anywhere, anytime, and work from anywhere in the world. I'll ask myself, what has to be true for that to happen? You see the way it works? And then success to me is being faithful to my wife till I die. And I'm asking, what has to be true for that too? So I watch the kind of people around me, because if I want to be faithful, I won't move with unfaithful men. I don't have unfaithful men around me. And when I discover you're a man, you're coming into my inner circle and you're unfaithful to your wife, and then you're the kind of person that it doesn't matter, you can sleep with anybody, you getting out. You are getting at me. My hand, I mean, it's going to be too long, to just take you away. So I don't have adulterers around me. So you have to ask yourself for each of those things, what has to be true for that thing to happen? That's how you set intention. If you say you are heading in the next 6 months, you want to start making $1,000 passively every single month, you have to ask yourself what has to be true for that thing to happen. Okay, so that's about intention and just really how very powerful it is. And there are three things in accessing intention. First, there must be clarity. And then second, there must be commitment. And then third, there must be action. And I just told you how I did that. And then sometimes the numbers can motivate us. Numbers with intention can motivate us. For instance, if I ask myself, what, like I did and started crying in the children's room, what is the cost of staying exactly where things, where you are financially for the next 5 years? I looked at the next 5, 10 years as I stood there looking at my children. And I'm like, if things continue that way, what was the next 10 years going to be like? And the prognosis was very terrifying. That's why I started crying. And that's why the intention came. So if you ask yourself something like, what would earning $1,000 a day really change about your life, your time, and your choices? There was a time that doing $1,000 a day was looking like a terribly terrifying thing, like it's an impossibility. But it is possible. And intention makes that possible. All right, the final thing I want to share with you before you go for the worksheet are the 7 pillars of the financial fitness challenge. These 7 pillars are important. Pay attention to them, and then later I'm going to give you a worksheet to make them happen. The first pillar of financial fitness is abundance mindset. Before money can enter your pocket, it first of all enters your mind. And if you're the kind of person living with the mentality of you are not good enough, or that all these things can happen to such and such a person, it can happen to other people. It can happen to people born in New York, but it cannot happen to me, born here in Addis Ababa. If you're having that sort of thing, then it's going to be a big problem. You've got to believe that wealth is available to you. And then you've got to silence the voices that say it is not for people like you. So the abundance mindset is very important. And then going in line with abundance mindset also means that you will stop speaking lack. You stop talking the lack language. The second pillar of financial fitness challenge is telling yourself the truth. Freedom begins when you stop pretending. There's so much pretending on social media. People are flexing, taking pictures with cars not their own, taking pictures with fake helicopters and things like that. No, but you've got to acknowledge your current reality. You've got to tell yourself, what hurts, what's missing, what's misaligned. And then that actually keeps you from copying other people. Because when you tell the truth, you live your authentic situation. And then every transformation starts with truth telling. So you've got to tell the truth about your financial situation. And you're going to do that in the exercise I'm giving you. The third pillar is build a wealth machine, not money moments. When you earn money once, it's an event, it can be exciting, but you want to actually build systems because the poor repeat tasks, but the rich people repeat systems. The fourth pillar is to make money serve you. Don't work for money. Go from working for money to making money work for you. And then the fifth pillar is the 4 P's. Okay, so the 4 P's is my trademark. Wealth goes through this journey of 4 P's all the time. There is the purpose. Wealth must be connected. It starts from purpose and then defining a strong why. Why do you want to be wealthy? Why should you be wealthy? And things like that. A strong purpose drives all the effort. And a strong purpose is what keeps you going when things are not turning out the way you had expected. The second P stands for plan. You've got to have a plan from how you're going to get from A to B. The third P is process. This is where you create systems, you create SOPs, because systems set you free so that you can repeat it. And then the last P is patience. Any billionaire that you study has spent at least 30 years setting it up to become a billionaire. Be patient. Be patient. Give yourself 10 years. What is the rush? Give yourself 10 years. And when you give yourself 10 years to do it, or you give yourself even 20 years, you can enjoy the journey with a lot of peace and less pressure. And you will still get there, sometimes long before that time. Pillar number 6, learn one thing about money every day. Money has a language. And the more fluent you are in the language of money, the more abundance you see. It makes sense, doesn't it? If you don't speak Mandarin, if you don't speak Chinese, all those 1.4 billion people, when you go there, you have no relationship with them. You can't understand them. They can't understand you. You can't serve, and they can't serve you. Same thing with money, the language of money. If you can't speak the language of money, you will have no relationship, very poor communication with money. So learn something about money every day. Read about it. Go online, watch podcasts, go to my channel. There's just so much. There are over 650 videos that can help you learn the language of money. Stay there and learn. Finally, pillar number 7, wealth is a team sport. Wealth is a team sport. That's why it's a blessing that you are in the room with hundreds of other people in the financial fitness challenge. You so talk to yourselves, learn from one another, ask questions, don't hide. If you have a win, share it. If you have a challenge, share it there. Support one another. Don't just wait for me. Don't just wait for the coach. I just created that platform, and the platform is bigger than myself. The platform is richer than me. The knowledge base in the platform is far, far like 1,000 times bigger than my knowledge. So let's learn in team. All right. So go to the group and complete your 7 pillars and then intention setting worksheets. And when you complete, please share in the group. Share generously your insights, what you're learning about yourself, about money, and download this in the group. Watch the video again and download the worksheets. It's in the doing that you get guidance to have clarity on your financial journey. So make sure you complete the worksheets and share in the group. And for those of you watching this who are not in the Financial Fitness Challenge yet, you can find details of how to join in the description. Whatever happens, keep showing up, and I'll see you in the next module.